Tonight on CTV News, we'll be talking about Tim Tebow and the future of construction on campus.
Plus how you can stay in shape. Stay tuned, CTV News is coming up right now.
Produced for students, by students. For Channel 11, this is CTV News.
Hello and welcome to CTV News. I'm Dillon Thomas.
And I'm Kirsten Swanson. We are joined today by our sports anchor, Ryan Greene, who is filling in for Scott Huston.
Thanks
Ryan,
for having me, guys.
Let's talk about all the drama going on with Tim Tebow this week.
Boy, there is a lot. You know, this entire season was about Tebow drama, highs and lows, and today was exactly that. But before I get to the Tim Tebow news, there is other news out of the NFL. The NFL has officially brought the hammer down on the New Orleans Saints. The Saints were found to have been paying their defensive players to injure opposing teams' players. Now, facing the consequences, head coach Sean Payton is getting a full year suspension without pay. Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator of the Saints at the time of these bounties, has been suspended indefinitely. The Saints were also fined $500,000 and had their 2012 and 2013 second-round draft picks taken from them. Now, on to Tim Tebow. Yesterday, Peyton Manning was announced as starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos, and that begged the question, what happens to Tim Tebow? Well, it seemed as of this morning, Tim Tebow was a New York Jet. Both the Broncos and the Jets had agreed to terms to send Tebow and a 7th-round pick from the Broncos to the Jets for a 4th and 6th-round pick. But this afternoon, the trade almost didn't happen. The Jets stumbled upon a clause that basically said if the Broncos were to trade Tebow, the team trading for Tebow would have to pay back the Broncos for the contract, the part of the contract that they had already paid him. The trade was almost nullified, but now has officially gone through. It's still Tebow and a 7th for a 4th and a 6th, but the Jets will only have to pay half of that $5 million. The Broncos will have to eat the other half. So guys, Tebow is officially gone. Are you going to miss him?
I'm going to miss him. I think he brought a great attitude to, the Mile High Magic. He's going to do great things in New York for those fans too, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think New York did this more as a publicity stunt because if you look at the Denver Nuggets, they have Chris Anderson, the Birdman. He's pretty much there just to sell the little mohawk things. But one thing I do think the Jets want to do is they wanted someone to get their feet on the field that will sell tickets.
Oh, yeah. No, he's definitely a Rex Ryan quarterback. It's going to bring in a lot of money. That's what Tebow brings. You know, he might have cost the Jets $2.5 million, but he's going to bring them in around $10 million. But one more story. Also football, but it's from CSU. Now, the biggest CSU football story today was supposed to be that spring practices started today, but unfortunately CSU football is in the news for another reason. 3 players, Micah Rakpo, Nordley Cappy, and Tyler Sambrilo, were involved in a fight with a group of people on St. Patrick's Day. All 3 players came away from that fight with knife wounds. Rakpo had his thumb cut, Cappy was cut on the wrist, and Sambrilo was cut on the back shoulder so badly that he received 14 staples to close the wound. The CSU athletic department released a statement that they are aware of the incident and are awaiting further police investigation. But as I mentioned before, today was the first day of spring practice for the Rams and their bold new era. It will be the first time Coach Mack will be on a football field since winning the national championship with Alabama. Here are some other notable spring practice dates. As I said, the first practice was today. The next important date comes in a little over 2 weeks, which is the first scrimmage with next year's team. Second scrimmage will be later in the month with the Classic Spring game near the end of April. Our last look at the team before the end of the semester. All practices except those scrimmages are closed to the public, so if you want to see the Rams, you might have to peek over that fence or try to get there on those scrimmage days. Now, guys, 3 players were injured by a knife. It could have been a lot worse for them. I'll say that.
Yeah, it could, and it makes you question what the integrity of this team is because you see them going to the pool parties and getting in fights with the people at the pool parties. Now this is happening. Mm-hmm. You're wondering what's happening to make them do all this because there has to be things happening that we're not learning about. These 2 just happen to come through.
Well, exactly. You said the football or the pool party, and now this is supposed to be a bold new era, and it starts like this. It has to be a disappointment for Coach Mack and the new coaches. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and let's hope that they're okay for those first couple scrimmages as well.
Yeah, it seems like they are completely fine, and they'll at least be able to play football again.
All right. Well, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up on CTV after the break, we'll give you some tips on how to eat right, even on a college budget.
And an update along with a sneak peek of the construction coming up on campus. Stay with us.
You believe this guy?
I think it was because Ryan was on the shot the whole time.
plan to start a wildfire?
Sorry.
Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Packers,
Vikings,
Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country. Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Sign up at liveunited.org.
This is CTV News with anchors Kirsten Swanson and Dillon Thomas.
Welcome back to CTV. Now, no matter where you go on campus, construction is visible. Most recently, the work on the bridge west of the plaza was completed. You're seeing video of the bridge under construction earlier this month, when it was demolished in order to install a tunnel system for the creek running across campus. The bridge is now repaved and is scheduled to open to pedestrians in the next week and a half. Also nearing its opening is the new study cube outside the Morgan Library. The project has been highly criticized by students for the amount of time it has taken to build. The planned 24-hour facility was started over 1 year ago and is expected to be completed before finals week this semester. Now, around campus, projects have been both completed and are being planned. Facilities like the computer sciences and behavioral sciences buildings were completed last year. Soon, you can plan to see Braden Hall undergo major changes. The 3-story facility will be remodeled and will have a 4th floor added. Elevators will also be installed for all the students to use. Another facility that has been approved for remodeling is the Warner College for Natural Resources building. The building is located east of the plaza and will soon be added onto, as you can see here. The Natural Resources facility will experience a facelift on the parts that are not being built on. Now, CTV looked into future projects that you may be able to see coming and the cost that they may bring. Between the Laurie Student Center and the Student Center Theater, the remodeling is expected to cost no more than $71 million. The apartments next to Corbett Hall will be demolished in order to construct the $48 million Academic Village North. A new equine lab will replace the one that burnt down last year, expected to cost over $2 million, and the parking lot outside the Morgan Library will cost almost $2 million as well. Now, speaking of construction, the Pura Vida, the Fort Collins' newest apartment complex, opened for leasing on Wednesday, almost a year after Woody's Tavern was shut down and demolished. The complex is located on the north side of campus and features 52 new apartment homes. If you're interested, you can stop by the model home Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 5.
It's really pretty looking, but that's really expensive.
Announced that it will no longer sell the ammonia-treated beef that the public has come to call pink slime. They said that despite the beliefs that the beef is safe, they are pulling the meat because of, quote, considerable consumer concern. The USDA also claims the meat is safe, but critics say the meat that was once used for dog food and cooking oil is less nutritious than pure ground beef. Safeway joins Whole Foods, Costco, and other stores in the promise of additive-free beef. And a survey conducted by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics shows that individuals ages 18 to 24 found that diet and nutrition is less concerning than those of other demographics. This year's theme of National Nutrition Month encourages consumers to get your plate in shape, something we found is very possible on a college budget.
Eat your fruits and vegetables, Mother always said. But on a college campus,
it's really easy to be on a budget and be in school and eat healthy, and there's a misnomer that you can't eat healthy and be on a budget.
The new MyPlate graphic makes visualizing food portions easier than ever. Fruits and vegetables constitute half of the MyPlate design, and when fresh isn't always an option.
For me, I really like getting frozen vegetables. It's convenient and it's cheaper. You can just put them in your freezer and you can have them for a long period of time.
Grains are another essential part of the plate, of which a loaf of bread isn't your only option.
For like pasta, which I know is a really great dinner option for college students, you can do like half and half, like whole wheat pasta if you don't like all whole wheat, so you can do like regular and whole wheat.
Protein can be difficult for college students to always purchase, but frozen options can be just as nutritious.
Good lean meat options are chicken without the skin. You can get the chicken pretty cheap in the frozen aisles, and you can cut it up and freeze it, and then you can keep it for later weeks. You can also do ground beef 93.7, so you get the protein and lower fat.
The Dairy Corner represents a range of options, not just that glass of whole milk.
Skim and low fat has less fat than other types of milk, but it has all the same other nutrients, such as calcium and vitamin D, phosphorus, and potassium, so it's just lower in fat.
Campus is often convenient for students, but we added up the numbers behind bringing a lunch and buying from the LSC for lunch. So, for example, you would end up paying $4.38 for a 6-inch roasted turkey sub, compared with $2.60 to make a sandwich at home from your own groceries. Tune in next week when we will discuss healthy drink options.
You know, those are some useful tips for us to do when we're coming to our eating options.
Absolutely, definitely follow those.
All right. Well, coming up, a phone company is looking into providing customers with tattoos.
And we will catch up with weather anchor Kari Pills. Don't go away.
If you're looking for a new pet that you can cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are full of healthy, loyal, fun, loving pets, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, you can visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Bring out the action hero in you. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Welcome back. Time Magazine released the top Twitter feeds to follow in 2012 today. The 140 top ones were chosen and sorted into different categories, such as sports, humor, and news. Some of the top tweeters were Shaquille O'Neal, Vogue magazine, and President Barack Obama.
Now, believe it or not, there is now a possibility of a vibrating tattoo. A tattoo that would let you know if your cell phone is ringing. Nokia has filed for a patent that would allow a user to place magnetic material on their skin and pair it with a cell phone. The tattoo would use magnetic waves to alert a person of an incoming call. Now, much like a phone, users can customize the tattoo by using different vibes for different alerts. Nokia is also working on a sticker version of the technology. Now, one thing I did notice about that is no excuses for missing work on an alarm.
There you go, absolutely. Well, our weather anchor Kari Pills is here with us to tell us what the week has in store for weather.
Well, it was a gorgeous spring day here in Fort Collins. We saw highs in the mid-60s and a lot of sunshine. However, with all this dry weather in Colorado, we're in some serious need for some moisture. Luckily, a large storm that hit the south will make its way to the eastern portion of Colorado this evening and into tomorrow. And the Denver metro area also has a slight chance of rain this evening due to the same storm, but Fort Collins and northern Colorado will remain dry. Now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Thursday, expect to see more sunshine with a high of 64 degrees. Friday will warm up even more to the upper 70s with a slight breeze coming in from the southwest. This weekend, take out your shorts because both Saturday and Sunday will be beautiful and definitely warm enough. Highs will be in the upper 70s and will be very sunny. Monday will be windy but still warm, and we'll see some cloud cover probably in the morning. Tuesday, the temperature will drop slightly to the upper 60s, but those sunny skies will stick around. Definitely not surprising for this time of year. Well, that's all I have for you this week. Back to the desk.
Nice to see warm weather. Well, thank you, Kari. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you tonight.
If you missed out on anything throughout the show, make sure to check out our Twitter and Facebook for updates.